Calling to order the Cuyahoga County Council's regular meeting for Tuesday, July the 11th, 2017. Clerk, please call the roll.
Calling the roll, Ms. Baker. She's absent at the moment. Mr. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Tuma.
Here.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Mr. Schron.
Here.
Ms. Conwell.
Here.
Mr. Jones.
Here.
Ms. Brown.
Here.
Mr. Hairston. Ms. Simon.
Here.
Council President Brady.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Pledge of Allegiance.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Baker is in attendance.
Any public comment related to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. President. Reverend Pinckney Butts.
All righty.
Good evening to everyone. Good evening. And happy belated Independence Day. We've all fought very long and in our own individual battles to become socially, financially independent in our own way and for our own causes. And I'm glad that we've all lived to see another one this year. For Resolution 2017-128, the Alcohol, Drug, Mental Health Services Board, I want to give my congratulations and tell you that you have made some good choices with reappointing Ken Silliman and Mary War. They do a great work, and they spend long and tedious hours and make a lot of sacrifices for the community and for the people under which the needs that need to be met. And I want to just thank you for doing that, and I want to let you know I do pay attention more than you realize. For the roof replacement of the Old County Courthouse, I want to also, I just want to say that these are some good choices in these resolutions that I've had a chance to review. And I pray that some money come from somewhere, north, south, east, and west, to help replace and repair all of our government buildings that have been undergoing some battles. And whatever the church can do, the church community can do and is obligated to do, I call it forth today to bring forth this obligation, because the government is on the shoulders of Christ and not Christ on the shoulders of the government. So whatever our obligation is to you, I stand today in the gap to say that we are going to fulfill that obligation to make sure that you have your needs met. And I stand on that. The crime lab testing services, the same is applicable in this area for Resolution 122. Hell is real and jail is real. And it's time now. Some people have declared war in a time that's meant for peace, but it's time out for this bloodshed and whatever we need to do as the church community. And you know, I do operate in other capacities in and outside of the church. We need to get it done. And I'm calling to task my fellow clergy to work with you. And I am available at whatever I can do for those services. And there is money, and there's more money that shall come to you, and whatever needs that I can do to assist, what I'll be willing to do so. For the Great Lakes Construction Company, the Cuyahoga County Airport runway, the Safety Area Improvement Program, the same as there. Transportation is so crucial, because how we get where we get and how we arrive at our destination determines our mode, our mood, and our attitude, and our goal once we get there. And whatever I can do, I'll be glad to do so. God bless you.
Thank you. Next.
Not until the end of the agenda, Mr. President.
All right. All right, I'd like to have a motion to approve the minutes of June the 27th, 2017 Committee of the Whole and the June 27th, 2017 regular meeting. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Ayes have it. The minutes are approved. There are no announcements from the council president. Are there any messages from the county executive?
Yes, Mr. President.
The state budget was just passed, and it does have some positive items, but in many ways, it is very bad for Cuyahoga County. Most important, we lose about $30 million a year in sales tax revenue due to the elimination of the Medicaid managed care sales tax. And RTA will lose close to $20 million a year. We worked very hard to have that fixed. Senator Dolan was a champion, pushing an amendment to try to fix it. Our Northeast Ohio delegation members, both Democrats and Republicans, were very, very supportive. The so-called Dolan Amendment required the state to seek to extend the state's franchise fee to protect our counties throughout Ohio. The Dolan Amendment was added to the budget in conference committee, but the governor vetoed it. The House met and overwhelmingly overrode the veto on a bipartisan basis. But we're hearing now that the Senate leadership may not put the veto override up for a vote. And even if the veto is overridden, there's no assurance that the federal government will agree to the franchise fee extension. The state budget also cuts our revenue or adds to our costs in a variety of other ways, including cuts to the public defender reimbursements and the local government funds. The bottom line is that the state budget will make our county budget much more challenging as we go forward. Thank you.
Thank you for the good news. Legislation introduced by the council, consideration of a resolution of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2017-0123, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan.
This will go to human resources. Legislation introduced by the executive, consideration of resolutions for first reading adoption under suspension of the rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it, and the rules have been suspended.
Resolution number 2017-0124, amending the 2016-2017 biennial operating budget for 2017 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations, for appropriation transfers, and for cash transfers.
Move to adopt,
Seconded.
Mr. President. And my colleagues, this is the standard bi-monthly fiscal resolution. We submitted questions to Director Keenan at OBM, which were satisfactorily answered, and the answers are on your desk. The most significant element is a series of appropriations for reclaim youth services funding from the state. The $3.7 million total represents a continuing decrease in funding, as we received $4.3 million last year and over $6 million in 2004. However, we have already received the estimate for next year, and it is marginally higher than this year's amount by $60,000, providing hope for an end to the decreasing trend. I recommend support of the resolution.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2017-0125, approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association, representing approximately 15 employees in the classification of call taker and emergency dispatcher in the Department of Public Safety and Justice Services, Office of Emergency Management, Cuyahoga Emergency Communication System Section, for the period April 1, 2016 through March 31, 2019. Directing that funds necessary to implement the collective bargaining agreement be budgeted and appropriated.
Move to adopt. This item was discussed in the executive committee meeting earlier. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2017-0126, approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and Laborers International Union of North America, Local 860, representing approximately 22 employees in 2 classifications in the Department of Health and Human Services, Division of Children and Family Services, for the period January 1, 2017 through December 31, 2017, directing that funds necessary to implement the collective bargaining agreement be budgeted and appropriated.
Move to adopt.
Been moved and seconded. This item was also discussed in executive committee meeting. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2017-0127, confirming the county executive's reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cleveland, Cuyahoga County Port Authority Board of Directors for various terms as printed on the agenda.
This will be referred to Human Resources.
Resolution number 2017-0128, confirming the county executive's appointment and reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services Board of Cuyahoga County for various terms as printed on the agenda.
And this will also be referred to HR.
Resolution number 2017-0129, confirming the county executive's appointment and reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Community Improvement Corporation Board of Trustees for various terms as printed on the agenda.
And this will also be referred to HR.
Resolution number 2017-0130, making an award on requisition number 39750 to Terrick Roofing Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $2,448,661 for the Cuyahoga County Historical Courthouse Roof Replacement and Stone Repair Project.
This will go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2017-0131, authorizing a contract with Court Community Service in the amount not to exceed $555,000 for the Community Work Service Placement and Supervision Program for the period January 1, 2018 through December 31, 2020.
This will go to Public Safety.
Resolution number 2017-0132, making an award on requisition number 39002 to Esposito Mortuary Services Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,710,000 for body transportation services for the period August 1, 2017 through July 31, 2020.
This will also go to Public Safety. Consideration of a resolution for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules have been suspended.
Resolution number 2017-0077, accepting, rejecting the report containing findings and recommendations of fact finder Harry Graham regarding negotiations between Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas Juvenile Division for collective bargaining agreements with Laborers International Union of North America, Local 860, representing approximately 220 employees in various classifications at the Juvenile Court, Detention Center, and Probation Department.
Mr. President, we have a substitute.
We do have a substitute, but do we still have to move to adopt it,
Yes.
however? Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Yes, we have a proposed substitute, and it's on your desk. This was discussed in the executive committee.
Mr. President, I
Yes.
move we adopt the proposed substitute and replacing the original language with the proposed substitute.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the proposed substitute? All those in favor of accepting the proposed substitute, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. All those in favor of adopting the resolution on its merits as substituted, say aye. Aye. All opposed, the ayes have it. This resolution is adopted. And we're glad to see this behind us right now. We've been working on this for quite a while. Thank you. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. I need a motion to suspend the rules.
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2017-0110, authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1600999 with Douglas and Associates Company, LPA, for legal advice and representation to the county with respect to collection services for the period July 28, 2016 through July 27, 2018, for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $2,220,000.
Move to adopt.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. President, my colleagues, this resolution appropriates $2.22 million for continuation of our contract with Douglas and Associates to assist with property tax collection on parcels for which we are not able to obtain payment through internal efforts. Payment averages 28% of the amount collected and is only made through deduction from successful collections. Other taxing jurisdictions that benefit from the collection pay a pro rata share of the collection cost. We started this contract a year ago, and about $3.5 million in delinquent property tax collections has been achieved so far. Of the $2.2 million contract, $460,000 is for payment of invoices on collections already achieved, which is why we're requesting passage under second reading suspension, and the remainder is for anticipated future collections. For full disclosure, David Douglas, principal, has made some moderate-sized donations to my campaign committee, none within the last year, but I do not believe this rises to the level where recusal is needed. I recommend passage.
All right, any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2017-0118, confirming the county executive's appointment and reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Tax Incentive Review Council for the term ending December 31, 2018, as printed on the agenda.
Second.
Seconded, any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair. The appointed members came before, the reappointed members came before the committee last week and expressed their interest and commitment to serve again. The new appointment was unable to attend, but Ms. Rocco, who serves as the president or chair of this council, highly recommended Mr. Dobek's appointment, and he also submitted a letter as requested by the committee expressing his desire to serve, and I respectfully request my colleagues' support if there is no objection to the letter that has been submitted to this body.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2017-0119, confirming the county executive's reappointment of the Honorable Michael Prosick to serve on the Cuyahoga County Planning Commission representing the Cuyahoga region for the term March 25th, 2017 through March 24th, 2020.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, this Mayor Prosick is again a reappointment, and I've had the pleasure and privilege of working alongside of him my 3 years serving on this commission along with my colleague, Ms. Simon, and I think that he is a well-deserved appointment, and I would like to see him continue on this commission, so I respectfully request my colleagues' support.
Favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2017-0120, adopting the annual tax budget, including the Cuyahoga County Library budget for the year 2018.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Seconded.
Mr. President, my colleagues, this is a routine resolution to approve the tax budget, a state requirement to demonstrate need for tax levies. The budgeted amount reflects current expenditure trends based on the first quarter estimate, but the actual amount budgeted later this year is expected to be somewhat less as we close the gap between receipts and expenditures. Ohio statute requires approval by July 15th. Therefore, passage under second reading suspension is requested. I recommend passage.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2017-0121, authorizing an economic development fund business growth and attraction loan in the amount not to exceed $1,500,000 to Rensselaer 4 LLC for the benefit of the Darko project located at 26401 Richmond Road in the city of Bedford Heights. This item was pending committee recommendation, and it did receive that recommendation.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any
Yeah,
discussion?
as chair of the committee, I'm thrilled to see these are all new jobs coming in, over 60 new jobs coming into Cuyahoga County. And the business itself focuses on point of sale, transactional activities, and deals with some of the most successful corporations in the United States, supporting them. The good news about this is a loan. There's no grants involved, no forgiveness. It represents about a $5.6 million project of which we're going to be participating, and we do have personal guarantees, corporate guarantees, and a lien on the building. So it's we're in a very solid position, and this is exactly the kind of thing that we should be doing out there as far as loaning money to grow jobs in this respect, and it's a very positive thing. So I urge my colleagues to support it, and I do thank the clerk for working with us to get this on the agenda for yesterday for our committee meeting.
All right, City of Bedford Heights. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2017-0122, authorizing an amendment to a revenue-generating agreement with City of Cleveland for crime lab testing services for the period November 1, 2014 through December 31, 2025, to change the scope of services effective January 1, 2017, and for additional revenue in the amount of $900,000. This item was also pending committee recommendation, which it did receive.
Move to adopt.
Been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion, Councilman?
Mr. President, that was heard today in committee. Dr. Gilman presented his side of it. It was overwhelmingly recommended for passage at tonight's meeting.
All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2017-0106, making an award on requisition number 39323 to the Great Lakes Construction Company in the amount not to exceed $11,648,703.10 for Cuyahoga County Airport Runway 624 Safety Area Improvements, project numbers 3 and 4 for the Airport Improvement Program.
Mr. President,
Move to adopt.
oops, sorry. Move to adopt.
Second.
Move to adopt. Second. Mr. President, colleagues, now that I'm on the spotlight. This came before the Public Works Committee, and it deals with runway improvements to reconstruct pavements for safety when the heavy aircraft comes into the area off the runway. It breaks up and prevents planes from skidding off the runway, and it's newer technology, newer improvements that are being used here, and I would ask for my colleagues' support on here because it's a very important safety issue. So,
Thank you. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2017-0109, authorizing an Economic Development Fund Business Growth and Attraction Loan in the amount not to exceed $2 million to Charter Manufacturing Company Incorporated for the benefit of the Charter Manufacturing Steel Project located at 4300 East 49th Street in the village of Cuyahoga Heights.
Move to adopt. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yeah, this is an exciting project because what it means is that when people are telling us that we can't be making steel in the United States and that we cannot be competitive, Charter Steel is coming back and saying no, that they can do it, they're doing it effectively, and they're putting in millions and millions of dollars of their own money in. We're helping to support them in a small way. In addition to, they've been making historically coil steels that go into your springs for your automobiles, so anybody rode here in a car, these are the folks who are doing that for you, and this is moving them into a brand new line of accelerated steels that go into other things for hardened steel applications for aerospace and things of that nature. So it's mainly focused on job retention, what this is going to be, this is all about. But when you're putting this kind of massive investment into the community, they're not about ready to leave after they put this in. So it's really exciting.
All right. Village of Cuyahoga Heights. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Mr. Chairman, if you add my name to the resolution.
All right. I think it's down there. Any miscellaneous committee reports? I would imagine. Councilman?
Mr. President, my colleagues, there will be no finance and budget meeting on July 17th, as we had previously anticipated, because we did not receive the enterprise agreement legislation and elements of the state budget remain in flux. We will meet on Monday, July 31st at 1 p.m. at our regular time slot, only if we get finance legislation at the next council meeting. Otherwise, our next finance and budget meeting will be on Monday, August 14th or August 28th for the second quarter financial report. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping we can do that earlier rather than later.
Mr. Chair, can I ask,
Yeah, sure,
Councilman
go
Miller, I
ahead.
thought Senator Williams was coming. Is that canceled too?
That is correct. We're, we're hoping to have Senator Williams come on either August 14th or 28th and do that report along with the second quarter financial report. And hopefully by then we will have definitive word on the MCO sales tax.
All right, who's next?
Mr. President, Mr. President, I just want to announce that Public Works Committee will be in session on July 19th, Wednesday at 10 a.m.
All right,
Safety Tuesday, 1 o'clock.
all right. No, it's awful quiet over here.
Mr. President, the Council Operations and Intergovernmental Relations Committee, that is a mouthful. The Choir Committee will meet next week, a week from today, July 18th at 3 p.m. To deal with the last two appointments to our Charter Review Commission.
I do believe HR will be scheduled to meet at its regularly scheduled time at 10 o'clock, pending my Vice Chair's approval. So, Mr. Gallagher, thank you. All right.
All right. Any other miscellaneous business from any of the members? Public comment unrelated to the agenda.
Yes, Mr. President, we do have some.
Okay.
If Ms. Paula Price will step up, if you could just make sure that the green light is lit on the microphone.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome.
I'm here to speak a little bit about the lawsuit that some of the employees of Cuyahoga County are involved in. When I think of law department, I think of truth, I think of justice, and in this case, it doesn't appear to be so. Our money was taken from us illegally, and we are fighting to get it back. This has been going on since 2012. It is now 2017. There are co-workers that even lost their jobs. There are those whose pay was cut 20,000 plus, lost their homes, lost their vehicles, garnishment, divorce, because sometimes the stress, of losing money like that, it can break people apart. Unfortunately, I'm still with my husband. But I think of the law director. We have won the case. We've had numerous appeals from the law department, motions. It's almost like they're thinking of words that mean the same as appeal, but they didn't actually use the word appeal, just to prolong. And it perplexes me. Mr. Budish just said, as far as the county, that we're kind of getting in a little bad shape. But the longer this goes on, the more of our money adds up, the more money that we will get eventually. We could end now and do the right thing. They know that it is owed to us, so I don't know why they refuse to pay us. So if there's anything council can do to maybe help, or Mr. Budish, I did speak with you not long after you were elected, and I asked you if you would look into it, and you told me you would. So I have not heard from you, but I'm assuming that you did look into it, and I know that you're going to do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Paula Harris?
Hello, I'm Paula Harris, and I've been a county worker since 1998. And Paula Price covered many of the things that I wanted to cover, but I'm speaking to you as constituents. Mr. Brady, you're mine, and either you or Donna have represented my family for probably close to 20 years. and we're coming to appeal to you. We feel that we're the face of the county. We're probably the only people that most residents of this county ever see or talk to. Like it or not, guys, they really don't know who you are, but they know who we are. We solve their problems. We listen to the little old ladies that have nobody to talk to but want to talk about their taxes. And for gosh sakes, support us in this. If you think that most of us were grossly overpaid, I came from the recorder's office. I worked with Yvonne. We definitely were not overpaid. And when you take cuts as high as 40% off already very low wages, awful things happen to your families, and it happened. And that's why we're here. Where do we go? But believe me, we're winning. We have 4 cases. We've only been overruled on one of them, and the Court of Appeals overruled that decision and sent it back to the trial court. This is proceeding on, and we need to know, what are your plans? I know some people don't think that we should be paid a dime. I disagree totally. This could have been resolved. Well, at this point, I'm part of the Dolezal case, 4.5 years ago. For goodness sakes, it could have been resolved for a very small amount of money. Every single workday, the damages here go up. And the end result could be a very large judgment, and it's heading that way. We're not here because we're losing. We're here because we're winning. And it should never have been allowed to go on like this. And that's my... I had a lot more I wanted to say. I've worked on it all week. I've been a nervous wreck. But at the end, I just had to tell you exactly what I felt. And if you think that we don't get up, these folks here, and work hard every day for the county, I've always been proud to be a county employee, but not till this happened. And I thought, my God, all these years, I started in government work at 18 for the federal government. I've worked in every level of government in 3 states. And I have never been treated like this, ever. And so please, for the love of God, do something for us. Thank you.
Warren Dolezal.
Hello. I'm part of the lawsuit also. I work in the county engineer's department, so I fix your bridges. I'm a 27-year employee, did good work, still do good work. At my year 21, they decided that I needed a 13% pay cut. I'm qualified for my position. I was hired as a construction superintendent. That's what I did in the real world, so it got to the point we couldn't stand it. That's why we started this the lawsuit. And like the ladies have said, the court has ruled in our favor at every turn, but yet the county fights it tooth and nail. And these are our these are the people we work with that are doing this to us. So that's all. We're appearing here today to make sure to try to get so you understand how long this has gone and what it's done for the morale and everything. And I guess the thing I just want to leave you with is, and I've heard this, that justice postponed is truly justice denied. And thank you for listening. Okay.
Heidi Dolezal.
Well, I am not a county employee, but one of the hats I do wear in North Royalton is I am serving my 18th year on the North Royalton School Board. So I too am representative of people. I answer to my constituents. I oversee with my fellow members unions, teachers, we have the OPSI, but the primary focus is the education of kids. And all of my decisions will always be about the education of kids. But as you go through the business of mine on the school board and yours here, actions at times that are taken are wrong. They end up in courts. We do that too. I have never had any of ours linger for 5 years, but, you know, the courts have deemed that the action that was taken was wrong. So it should be dealt with and move on. You can remove a black cloud that is just hanging over many, many people. And the morale can only get better, and you might get on with work and get work accomplished. Thank you.
Bobby Laster?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Bobby Laster, I've been with the county since 1998. And as I listen to my colleagues, I think it's really touching to see them, many of them broken and tears in their eyes or whatnot. I feel like we come in here like we're begging, pleading, for truth to be heard and to be accepted and be done something about it. You find money for budgets to do other things with roads and children, things of this nature. You would think that you'd be able to find some money, to settle this case and do the right thing. I'm here to plead, to ask you to search your conscience, Brother Budish, and each of you, find some kind of way, find something in your heart, and just do the right thing. That's all I ask. Do the right thing. Thank you.
Stephen Laparo?
Hello. For the last 10 months, I've been living under uninhabitable conditions in Lakewood. I was breaking out in hives all over, or rash. There were hives, rash, all over my body, my neck, my head, my legs. I thought they were bed bug bites, and I thought maybe I cleaned my apartment probably 10 times frantically. Turns out there were mold spores attaching themselves to my body. So I was breaking out everywhere. And in the basement, the concentrations of mold were so thick. And I didn't know this because when I go down in that basement, my neighbors up top have so much clutter that I don't even look around. My girlfriend said it's really filthy, don't go down there. So when I went down there, I would just do laundry and go back up. The mold was coming up through the vents. My air filter was black from them not changing it. Mold was attached to that. There's other things going on at this property. This property group, they failed on many of their duties. And I wanted to bring up your website because I ended up getting redirected between the county and Lakewood. Eventually, they said to talk to Denise Romano, who is in charge of mold conditions. And then I talked to Tim Hitchcock. And from the website, he was basically reading, this person was reading verbatim. This is all that you have for mold on your website, and it's very downplaying the issue because it's very serious to your health when it reaches a certain concentration. It actually contradicts itself too. It says there is no good mold. And then it says there are currently no established standards for mold, how much visible mold is good or bad. Well, you said there is no good mold up there, but down here, there are no standards for mold, how much visible mold is good or bad. I mean, anyone with common sense can tell you that I've had to become an expert, not an expert, but I've done the research on mold, and it's a book. It's not a paragraph. This needs to be changed to let people know the seriousness of how this affects your health. My neighbors up top have gotten really sick. I've been really weak for the last 4 months. I have a gym membership at the YMCA. I haven't gone. I've gone maybe one time. And it's all right. but this issue needs to be addressed. And I have documentation going back since I moved in, and these people need to be held accountable. And the state needs, or the state, the county, everybody needs to change this so people don't get sick.
Thank you.
Reverend Pinckney Butts.
Greetings again, everyone. In the name of Jesus Christ, who is the author and finisher of my faith. And I'm coming to you this evening because, Mr. Budish, I was glad when they said unto me, let's go into the house of the Lord, and I pray for the peace of Jerusalem. I really do. And I'm having some events that I would like to include you all in. For approximately 8 years, if not longer, I've been having praise and worship in the park. And the goal of this is to empower and engage the community with God and government, to remove the fear of the authority, and to empower the people. And this weekend, and I have it at different parks, and I've been having it predominantly at Garden View Hill Park to try to get some good attention in that area, which is part of the area that you cover, Councilwoman Conwell, and you, Councilman Hairston. And I have it 3 days out of a weekend, once a month, from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. And I would like for you to participate in this and invite those who would like to also participate, to get not only resources, but have this a place where people can come who are traveling through Ohio, coming to Ohio, relocating to Ohio, to remove the stigma of our being a mistake on a lake, and also a safe, convenient place for praise and worship where people can come here and have prayer and just have a good time. And this weekend I will be having it at Fannie Lewis Park, which we know that some of the landmarks there are the League Park and the African American History Museum. And this would give us some chances. Any park that would like to do this, and any preacher that would like to participate in this, and any of you government leaders that would like to be a part of this, let's do this together. I'm also celebrating and the theme for this one is time and chance happen to us all, and that's from Ecclesiastes, the 9th chapter and 11th verse. And every month I have a different theme scripture for our power and engagement. I will actually be celebrating my 15-year church anniversary of being a fivefold minister, including a pastor, the week of August the 6th through the 13th this year. And the 9th, I will be at Eastview United Church celebrating, those of you who would like to come, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And this is the 15 years that the state has recognized me as a preacher and licensed and ordained preacher. And also 56 years, according to Romans, the 8th chapter, who God has called, he has predestined. And he has predestined me, and I have been through some stuff, but I'm still standing. And my last announcement and invitation to you is I'll be celebrating my mom's birthday on Public Square the weekend of August the 25th through the 27th for praise and worship in the park. And my mom has been a blessing to everyone in this room in one way or another, even keeping me straight and in line. And I would love for you to be a part of that. Thank you very much, and God bless you. And this is my assistant back here, Steve Laparo, and he helps me with a lot of good things. All right, God bless you. It's good to see you all again, too.
Councilman Matt Howard.
Good evening, everybody. Council Armin Bodish. First, I'd like to acknowledge and thank my councilwoman, Chantel Brown. When she got elected to her position and moved up, I moved into her place, and I'm very appreciative for all the help that she's given me and all the insight and teaching me and showing me what's right and how to treat everybody with kindness and fairness. So I come to you today with some issues with the sewer department. We have a street in Warrensville Heights that flooded a few years ago, and the road actually collapsed. And that was probably about 3 years ago. So maybe 2 months ago, when we got that last big storm, the street collapsed again. And it was repaired in between. Obviously, it wasn't repaired to the appropriate standards. So here we are back at square one again. But now keep in consideration, there's people that live on this street. So and one in particular, I got an 82-year-old lady that has been forced to clean out her basement 2 times in the last 2 months. You know, she's there, she's an elderly woman, she's by herself, you know, and she's struggling. She shouldn't have to go through that. And I'm coming to you, you know, to seek some type of resolution, to see what it is that we can do in order to get this resolved in a timely manner. They do have barrels out, they do have the street marked off. So there is an effort being put forth in order to repair the situation. But, you know, I think we're going to need to go a little bit above and beyond to make sure this doesn't happen again in the foreseeable future. I don't want to see this lady calling me again saying that, hey, guess what? You know, she shouldn't have to go through that. Now, that's just one resident. Now, there's probably 20 people in that immediate vicinity. And then on the other side of Emory Road, we got excessive runoff that's causing multiple backyards to flood out as well. So, you know, if there's any director, or I don't know if I need to speak to Mr. Budish to find out and see what can we do for my constituents to make sure that that this doesn't happen again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Lou?
Good evening. Originally, I was very happy to come to this meeting because I know I will learn lots of new things, useful for me and useful for the people I'm representing. But after I heard all these public comments before mine, now I feel really worried. The people on that side, they got a pay cut while they were working. And now I'm worried if even they win a lawsuit to get some compensation, if they don't get that in time, they may still lose their homes, cars, everything, and they will become maybe homeless like me. On the other hand, the gentleman on this side, he actually has already lots of companies in men's shelter at 2100 Lakeside Avenue and also women's shelter on 2227 Payne Avenue. These people came to the shelter because the buildings or the houses they stayed before were not in good condition, especially black mold and other stuff. Actually, there's one new resident at the women's shelter. The first week she arrived, she called her family member saying, "This is the worst government food I have ever got." But the reason she came to the shelter, that's because even she works in nursing field, her place was infested with black mold, and she's pregnant. Not only she cannot get enough food at the shelter, she has been denied food, of course. And plus, it doesn't help her to recover her infection, everything from the black mold. So I really worry about these people. On the other hand, they don't know what's coming if they become homeless, because they can only go to these 2 shelters. If something goes wrong there, not only their health can be jeopardized, also, if they want to complain about the treatment they get there, the grievances will not be heard. At the same time, I just found out, actually in our county system, the so-called MHIS system, actually has a data which should be collected by HUS regulation about the numbers of grievances and the numbers of a resolution, all these kind of data. But guess what? 2014, there was a system crash. But now, the people working on these systems, for some strange reason, they hired a company out of 5 eligible service providers to cost county the most of the money to even print out a report from the database. That was 2014. So we can imagine, for a homeless individual to find this kind of information out, to do this kind of study, that means how many things are being put aside or neglected. Please pay attention, please help. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The final speaker is Bridget Cofield.
Good evening to council, County Executive Budish, to the public. At first I wasn't going to speak, but as I sat here and I listened to my coworkers speaking, pardon me if I get emotional, but I heard them mention divorce. I was one. I heard them mention homelessness. I was almost there too. I am a county employee that had been dealing like the rest, working extra hour every day, not being compensated for that extra hour every day. And I'm a mother of 3 boys. Been with the county almost 12 years. I don't get assistance, not looking for handouts, just was fair and was right. It's a hard thing coming in here every day and being almost homeless, and you work for the government. It is a hard thing. And no, Mr. Buddha, you wasn't here when it happened originally. I understand, but you have the power to make it right. You have the power to make it right. No one is asking for anything above what is justly due and what is justly fair to them. It is very hard to come in here every day, again, and work for a government that you're losing faith in. I was proud when I got this job. I was a college student, came in as a temp, worked my way from a temp to part-time to full-time, and now going on almost 12 years. So all of us are not here by handouts. Some of us bust our butts for this job each and every day, and I am one. I am in my 3rd round of arbitration for my salary because I make $7,000 less than everyone in my department, and I trained them. How am I supposed to feel? It is easy to sit back and make judgment calls on what you feel is best for the county, and I get it. But a part of what's best is taking care of your employees so that they come in here every day and give the best service that they can to the county and the taxpayers that pay their dollars to get the best service possible. And we do this each and every day with a smile on our face despite the hell we go through behind closed doors. I apologize for my emotion, but it's real. And all we want is what's right and what is fair to these employees. We work hard, y'all. We work very hard. Each and every person here works hard. I'm sorry. Only question I can ask is, what if it was you? What if it was you? Thank you.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right. This committee is adjourned.